Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September into early October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me about the Taurus bulls. What's going on? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. Get right on into this, my guides. Talk to me. Let's see what's happening here. All right, the deck, there we go. Thank you. Very imaginative, and I've been seeing this for a lot of signs recently. Specifically, there's a lot going on within the mind of earth signs in recent weeks, and this card absolutely represents that. It's very dreamy. It's also a card that could represent the future, what's coming down the pipeline. Lots of daydreaming happening here, so if not you, maybe someone else. But before we really dive into the nitty-gritty of that card, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So, if you look closely within this card, we have two figures, one on the bottom, one on the top. This one looks like she's taking a little nap or a snooze. This one is literally walking a tightrope. So to me, yeah, we could interpret this as somebody thinking back on the past, but to me, this is more about thinking about what they want to do. Very, very daydreamy. I believe this one is daydreaming about doing that. So maybe some people in the Taurus collective, you are heavily focused on the future or what's coming down the pipeline, which is a very natural thing. Some people, they think about the past a lot. Some people think about the future. A small fraction live in the present, right? Usually it's a mix of all three. But when we see this, it's just mentally active. That's the main overarching theme, like lots of stuff going on mentally. So for the Taurus collective, it would be a good thing to release that mental energy in one form or another. I always like to give that advice, whether it is through creative means, whether it's music, art, even physical activity, just something to release that mental energy so it doesn't build up and become anxiety. But we're just going to put it down right there. For some of you, it could just be as simple as like really focusing on where you want to go, what you want to do in the future. But let's get you into tarot now. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you three cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for Taurus, please. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. A lot of unexpected energy for you, my friends. And it seems like a lot of the Zodiac was getting it, like a lot of things popping up out of nowhere. But specifically for the Taurus collective, the reading was titled An Unexpected Problem. So whether you or someone you're connected to, like things could have been popping up out of nowhere. And if that was the case, I hope it hasn't been too rough on you. But we'll see what the energy is this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So we'll only take this how it hits for you, right? Because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. You could always check your other alignments as well. But let's get you your three cards. What do we got for Taurus this week as we move on in out of September into October? Okay, yeah, the deck is acting a little funky there. All right, it's specific. And for those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers. I do like these little shuffles. There it goes. Okay, we got King of Swords energy starting us off. Very stern, very no nonsense when this card shows up. Okay, big air sign energy. So let's put it down right here. Okay, so I'm really trying to control something. Let's get you two more. Really start to break this on down. What we got for Taurus? Thank you. Page of Swords. Yeah, whew. Someone might be a little bashful or shy towards you. That could absolutely be it. I know you're not an air sign, but whenever we get a king and a page, those are two. Like one is a much more matured energy. One is a little more childish, so to speak. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, you are going to get a bonus, my friends. Pretty good bonus. But your third card, which popped out with your bonus, is the beautiful, lovely High Priestess. Makes sense with what we've been seeing in recent weeks. And your bonus is the Ace of Pentacles. So let's talk about it. I'll go through, give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get to the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I look down here. Obviously, I noticed the two court cards here, both of the same suit, the air suit. And this is going to be intriguing for us to unpack because one is much more mature than the other. They mean similar things, but in different expressions. We also have this dreamy high priestess energy, water sign energy, with the beautiful golden opportunity showing up as well. So let's break it down one by one and really get down to it. Now, I will say this, the main part of the spread is all air and water. That's big internal energy. So for a lot of Tauruses in this time, lots on the mind with the swords, and remember the oracle card as well. Lots going on in the feels. But let's go through one by one. Position number one, the King of Swords. Once again, air sign energy showing up double here in the front end. So we're talking Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We're currently in Libra season, if you didn't know. And when I get the King of Swords, or any king for that matter, they represent control of their respective suit. Swords is mental, and it's also communication. So this could represent a talk, especially with the page here as well. Communication, conversation. This one is very, very stern, very, very strict. Similar to the Queen of Swords, where it's no nonsense, no BS, straight up. And that could be a very good thing. But it's also very serious in one form or another. So there might be something you're taking seriously, or you need to when the King of Swords is here. Hopefully this isn't a person that is being cold emotionally, because that could really show up when we have this type of energy, like someone who's like detached or cold emotionally. Maybe there's something you're detaching yourself from emotionally as well. But it's also a strategist. Like both of these cards up front here are strategists, but we'll see when we clarify it. Super interesting. Moving to the center, we have the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the tarot deck here. And I just feel like the dynamic showing up here between these two is something we're really going to have to take a look at. So for a lot of Tauruses, your interpersonal relationships are going to be really highlighted in this time. Not just with air signs, but when we get the Page of Swords, like all pages, they're students, they're messengers. So there's a lot of communications between pages and other cards, specifically the King of its suit. So there might be a conversation happening. You see how they're like trying to talk to each other over here. When you match up Page and King energy, one person is much more bashful than the other. So this could represent somebody that wants to talk to you, but is a little shy. You might be shy or second guessing bringing something up to someone else as well. But this is a defensive energy when we have this Page of Swords. So somebody being skeptical on the defense. But the biggest thing is the planning, the strategy, but the watching. So with all this stuff happening in the front end, there could be someone that has you under the microscope. For good, bad, or indifferent, we'll just have to see when we clarify it all. But maybe there's someone or something you're keeping your eye on. Like, okay, I'm watching this. I have my eye on it. I'm not going to say nothing, but I'm watching this. On the back end, we have the High Priestess, one of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck, the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers. She is linked to the zodiac sign of Pisces. In my personal style, I link her to all water signs. I believe all the water signs share some traits with this High Priestess, so Cancer, Scorpio included. But when we see her, aside from sensitivity to subtle energies, which you might have in this time, your empathy, your energetic sensitivity could be extra heightened, interest in the spiritual. Like I said, she's all about tarot readings as well. But her, to me, there's a secretiveness to her. She holds that volume of sacred law in her lap. She is privy to so much esoteric hidden knowledge, but she's not really speaking it. It's a card that's quiet. So her, she can absolutely, just like we were seeing last week, unexpected, surprising, or secret things. So we really, really want to clarify her. And it could easily just be your gut trying to tell you something as well with the High Priestess. As we move to your bonus, we get a really good highlight to what we're having here within the reading. We have the Ace of Pentacles, my card of golden opportunities. All aces are opportunities, especially this one. It could represent an influx of money or an opportunity. If you pounce on it, you can't lose. So this would be very exciting for a lot of the Taurus collective. So we're just going to place this down right here, and I want to dive deeper on all this action, my friends. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, I'm going to get a good shuffle here for the Taurus collective. We got an interesting one on our hands this week, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that King of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, King of Swords time. Why is this King of Swords in the mix? Magician, beautiful. Yeah, there is something that you either are taking very seriously or you need to. These are both cards of control right here in the front end. A lot of you might be hell-bent on really taking control of your life in general or a situation. Absolutely, when I have these two together. Big card of manifesting, big card of creation. For a lot of you, I feel like this is a very good positive energy. We'll see how it all plays out. But when we have a king, like I said, control of its respective suit, the magician, although is energetic, all about manifesting, it's the bookend to this high priestess as well, so that's intriguing. It's the masculine version of the high priestess, essentially. But a side of this card is control, whether it is controlling one's fate, controlling a situation, controlling a narrative. So there might be certain things, even with authority figures, where you feel like they might have too much control, or like the situation is too much in control. But I am getting a seriousness here as well. So whether it is a talk or a communication, we'll see when we get to the page. There is something you're going through, whether it is a goal or a situation that you need to just take very seriously and take control of it. You need to take the bull by its horns. Don't let anyone take you by the horns. That's what this card is trying to say up front. So let's keep moving over. A lot of creative manifesting power here. Lots of spiritual energy as well. Let's see why that page is in the mix. Interested to see whether it is somebody analyzing or something else. That high priestess, she's an intriguing one as well. So let's go in on that page of swords. Yeah, that front end is all about control. Very, very serious. Like, yeah, I'm not going to make that mistake. Okay, Lady Justice in reverse. Yeah, this is absolutely somebody shy to approach or shy to talk about something. I just really feel that in the air. There could be somebody, since we are currently in Libra season, that in the time of Libra, you might have some issues in communication or that they're wanting to approach. That could absolutely be it. But when this card is in reverse, Lady Justice, once again, if you're not connected to an air sign or a Libra, this is the card of karma. It's a card of balance. It's a card of decisions and doing the right thing. To me, it just feels a little off kilter, okay? Where there might be one individual that is very firm, very solid, in control, in the driver's seat. Then we have another one that is not, okay? Like completely not. So do with that information what you will, but I am getting between these two a serious conversation that needs to be had, or a serious talk, okay? So whether you need to bring something to someone else or vice versa, it's like kind of laying down the law in one way or another. That's what I'm picking up here. This person is very, very shy to do that. I don't necessarily feel like this is karmic right here in the center, even though it could be. We're just going to keep pressing forward. And there could be somebody like sitting back, keeping eyes on and analyzing for the moment. So I feel like there's a lot going on with interpersonal connections here. But you might need to have that talk with someone. So let's see why the High Priestess is in the mix. Then we'll do a quick little recap. Such opposites, you know, when we have this energy, it's like more grounded, more mature, in control than this one is. It feels just much more erratic in the center. Let's see what the High Priestess has to say. Interesting stuff, my friends. So why is the High Priestess here? Thank you. Hanged Man. Okay, there's something you might be holding back, or something someone you're connected to might purposely be holding back. And I'm getting this huge wait and see, just like we were kind of catching in the middle. We have the Hanged Man in the upright underneath the High Priestess. For a portion of you, yeah, this could represent Scorpio. So like the big ones I'm seeing here, we have a lot of Scorpio water sign connection. We have a lot of Libra connection. But the Hanged Man is a card of self-sacrifice. So if there is something that's bothering you, you might be the type of individual that says, you know what? I don't want to put my problems on other people. I'm going to keep this to myself, because this is a big card of self-sacrifice. Like, why stress this, or why bring it to somebody else? I'll bear the brunt of this. There might be someone in that mindset. Like, I'm just going to do what I have to do. There's no point in stressing somebody else. It won't get done if I do it. Like, that's the kind of vibe I'm picking up here. Now, aside from that, this is a card of taking a step back, reflecting, watching, and analyzing. So we have that 2 times here in a very big way. Here in the center with this page, pulled back, waiting to approach, waiting for the proper time. Now we have it here as well with the secrecy, the hiddenness of the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. It is somebody just sitting back and taking stock, or waiting on that right time for something. Okay, so do it that way you will. If not, it is somebody purposely withholding information for a reason. Okay, not for no reason, but for a reason. So let's go through and do a quick recap of this. Lots of interesting nuance here this week, Taurus. Then we'll get into a shadow card. But in position number 1, we have this interesting play between the king and the page. Like I said, it could be two people in different modes. One is much more mature, one is a little immature, one is more grounded, one is like really erratic. But we have the King of Swords with the Magician in the upright. Somebody really either trying to control a narrative or their life, or is in full control. This person's in the driver's seat. They're manifesting, they're creating, they got what they got, and they are good. They're solid right here in the front end. If not, we do have this serious talk or conversation that might need to be had as we move over to the page with Lady Justice in reverse. Somebody nervous to approach or nervous to open up a conversation of some kind. I don't know why they would be, but that's what's showing up here. So there might be somebody like sitting back very skeptical. We see it in 2 areas here, but there might be a serious conversation that needs to be had. Moving to the back end, we have the High Priestess with her quiet secrecy and the Hanged Man. If there is something bothering you, you might not really want to put that on others. You might be of the mindset like, what good does it do if I tell them about this? Like, I'll just bear this. I'll keep sacrificing for this. That's a vibe I was picking up here. But another thing is just sitting back and analyzing and watching. So there could be somebody either watching your moves, you might be watching someone else's moves. Take from it what you will, but it's showing up here. Please take a screenshot, my friends. I'm going to get you a shadow card. I feel like this was one of more of the complex readings this week, because this week I was getting a lot of very simple ones, like either a reading was totally good and awesome, or it was big warnings. This one is complex. So for a lot of you, you might be going through a complex time. But let's see what's in the shadows for Taurus, please. And yes, I always like to pull this one shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's a nice introspective thing to do. So let's see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Let's get one shadow card here for Taurus. And yes, if you've made it to this far in the reading, yeah, go ahead and check out channel memberships. They're down there pinned in the comments. Okay, I'm going to be doing a very special reading for the members this week. Okay, probably doing a personal spread for each member. So if you're interested, but let's get you your shadow card real quick. Thank you. Okay, yeah, 9 of Swords, stressing, somebody's stressing here. Now, generally, when I get a card like the 9 of Swords, it's very paranormal, and we do have a lot of spiritual energy showing up here this week. So for a lot of Tauruses, you could be extremely sensitive to subtle energies or having paranormal experiences. But if that's not the case, the 9 of Swords is high-strung, issues sleeping. Please make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation when we have a 9 of Swords energy, whether it's a short-term thing or a long-term thing. This could represent insomnia, somebody toss and turn and having a hard time sleeping. So it's very important that you do so, but this could easily just be spirit saying like, yeah, somebody, they're very much high-strung, and you might need to know it, you might need to hear about it, okay? If not you. Because remember, it showed in the reading, one person was more high-strung than the other. And we're getting it back here as well. So Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the September subscriber surprise. For the September subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 2 lucky winners to win 2 tarot decks completely at random. It will be a winner's choice. So if you want to get the Gilded Tarot, you could go ahead and do that. If you want the Everyday Witches Tarot, that's your choice as well. Any deck under $40 US will be given away. So if you'd like to get your name in for this one, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which zodiac signs you get along best with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.